What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Dual commentary. We've got top decking 1320, GC5Ds, 1572. I believe he went Mathematician into Squamata into Falco, and it looks like on GC5Ds his first turn he ends up with a Raiden, and there must be an Equip Wyvern somewhere in there because he banished Diablos. This is a premier matchup. We're going to see what's going to happen here, and I am super excited about being able to go back in the commentary, just because the format, I feel like it's just been completely rejuvenated. It's awesome. You know what I mean? Alright, so top decking decides he's going to, he's going to activate Vanny's Emptiness. I'm going to be doing a video on that too, by the way. And I say that I'm excited to do commentary again because I feel like there's been about 4 or 5 new decks introduced into the game from Duelist Alliance. There's kind of this calamity, and we've got chaos everywhere, and I absolutely love it. I love when there's a diverse meta. So, Lumina's going to attack Falco. Isn't Falco's defense 1400? Okay. So, evac device is played, which will obviously get rid of Vanny's Emptiness. And there is no replay because the same, well, I guess monsters left the field. I don't think it has to be the monster that's attacked. Yeah, I think it's just monsters if monsters leave the field. And then he goes into main phase 2, decides, I don't want to attack, I want to make Michael. And he says, alright, well, I activate another Vanny's Emptiness. He knowed a Fearless. Unfortunately, he can't use Fearless. And let's see what's going to happen. Top decking is, I mean, he's kind of hemorrhaging cards, but I guess he feels like if he can get out mid-rash, it's worth it. You know what I mean? You see him summon Mathematician, which would obviously take away his Vanny's Emptiness. I mean, that kind of seems like a lot of work. You know what I mean? But Vanny's Emptiness, I hate to use the S word. I hate to use staple, but it sort of looks like if you can play back row, this card is kind of trending there. Looks like he's going to dump Squamata and then dump Beast, which would draw him 1 card. And he does get that draw. And I just recently got finished playing my first game against Shaddoll's, which I did record. The commentary isn't as good, obviously, as when I commentate others because I'm thinking, I'm nervous. You know, I can't obviously express verbally everything that I'm thinking, so it doesn't come out as well. All right, so you see him flip Falco. I really wish that they would have left some of the monsters the same names. Like, what is the reason for you calling it Falco instead of Falcon? Like, really? I mean, were you concerned about losing, you know, too much ink because of the 1 card? Anyways, I was going to say, I think maybe he might synchro for a Catastor or Armades. I mean, I think they kind of do the same thing right here. There's no possibility of Honest, so, you know, there's that. He attacks Lumina. Beast is face down, keep that in mind. And 5D says, okay, I'll go. Now, it looks like he's going to activate that milling effect. Top decking seems perfectly fine with it. Shadow Mirror and Lila. Damn, I was hoping that this was game 1. And unfortunately, it looks like it's game 2, which kind of puts a damper on things, but whatever. And I mean, we know he's got a blaster in there, so he has a way of getting that Diablos back. I mean, definite advantage Lightsworn player. I mean, I think they roughly have about the same amount of cards, but you're going to see a Max C. Top decking's going to draw 1. Light Ray Diablos is added to the hand. Max C won't actually matter if you get OTK'd, though. I mean, just saying, it's a possibility. It is always a possibility. Because if he goes Light Ray Diablos, he can totally blow up the face down monster. The Beast, I mean, let me think. No, wait. I think Light Ray Diablos, he spins. I don't think he blows stuff up. Target 1 set card. Yep, okay, he spins. So yeah, he could totally put Beast like at the bottom of his deck and just go +1. And then he'd only have to worry about the Armades. But he has not committed his normal summon, so keep that in mind. If I'm 5Ds, I'm thinking about just going in. Although you do have to concern yourself, you have to worry about what is that back row. If it's torrential tribute, you could get blown out the water. I mean, I guess it just becomes risk versus reward, right? The ultimate risk versus reward. Yeah, I guess it's just risk versus reward at that point. So, looks like Armades' price has gone up a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, that card used to be about 16 bucks. But I think that we've got 2 new synchro-based decks that have been basically placed into the game. So, you know, people think like, okay, well, I'll run Armades. Hasn't been reprinted as far as I know. Okay, so he mills another Eclipse Wyvern. I don't know if he has anything left in his deck. If he has a JD with 19 cards in his graveyard, you'd have to think that he can summon it. Oh, well, there you go. There's Judgment Dragon. And I take a huge advantage Lightsworn right now. Okay, so Shaddoll Beast is flipped. And top decking really needs to get on the ball here. I mean, Winda obviously is a fantastic card against Lightsworn, but not when you can't get it on the field. Also, not when your opponent has JD. Now, I believe he discards Hedgehog, which gets him a Speller Trap, a Shaddoll Speller Trap. Oh, wait, that's the flip summon. Sorry, it gets a Shaddoll monster when it's discarded. My question is, what do you do from here with Beast? All right, so he's gonna summon maybe White Dragon. All right, White Dragon is summoned. This card seems to be kind of popular with Shaddolls, just because the whole deck is darkened. I mean, I know I splashed Black Dragon, like a copy of Black Dragon in my Boojins, and then he goes for Shaddoll Dragon. Looks like we might see some XC action. He goes Dagusto Emerald, who can't attack over anybody, actually. He puts Falco, Armades, and maybe White Dragon in his grave, back to his deck. But I mean, you can only summon White Dragon once per turn. If I'm not mistaken, White and Dark Dragon can only be, or White and Black Dragon can only be used once per turn. You can only special summon White Dragon once per turn this way. There you go. Can't soul charge it back either. Had to learn that the hard way. Okay, so still on top decking. He's going to move the battle phase. It looks like he's going to attack Garoth with Beast. I wonder why he didn't attack Raiden. Then he sets 1 card, 2 cards, and goes into the end phase. Now keep in mind, he's already expended like so many of his. He's already expended so many Vanity's Emptiness. I guess maybe Raiden isn't guaranteed to be able to attack over Dagusto Emerald. So maybe he felt, okay, well, good lord, that was just top decking God, or excuse me, milling God. So here's a question: Does Phaelus pretty much replace Wolf in the deck? Because I would think so. Like, I literally can't think of any advantage. Like, I know Wolf is a beater, but I can't think of any reason to legitimately use Wolf over Phaelus, because Phaelus can tune. So now Phaelus you can make, you know, like Stardust and Colossal Fighter like way easier. Like, you don't have to solely rely on Raiden. So I honestly would think that Phaelus has completely made Wolf like expendable, irrelevant. That's just my opinion. Okay, so Phaelus gets crowed. I don't think 5D should be upset at all. I mean, I think that you can Black Rose here. That gets a card out of your opponent's back row. If not, then you lose your entire field. Okay, so he's gonna Super Poly. I don't know if he's using Super Poly on the. Okay, he's using Super Poly on the effect, on the summon. My bad. And he's going to discard Hedgehog, and I guess summon Nephilim, or let's just construct, I guess. Yeah, just construct. I'm still not sure that that actually solves the problem. Mid-rash would probably be a little better. Okay, so he's going to get rid of Raiden. And he's going to get Construct. Construct can actually activate its effect. And Construct does activate said effect, which gets Falco face down. I guess you can just dump Falco and then Falco just summons itself. And then he draws one from the beast. Lila is attempting to blow up a back row. Because, I mean, Lumina can just, yeah, Lumina pitched Blaster, obviously, to get Lila. I don't think top decking actually improved his position. I mean, once the Judgment Dragons start coming down, it's pretty much a wrap. He activates Sinister Shadow games. Looks like he's going to mill a card. Or not mill, excuse me. He's going to dump a card from the deck to the graveyard. I mean, unless he has Vanity's Emptiness. If he has Vanity's Emptiness, then, I mean, good for him. He decides to put Shaddoll Fusion in there. Interesting, he didn't choose a monster. Now, I thought that monsters get flipped face up. Then change any face down to face up. I thought that this would get flipped face up, so I don't know why that didn't happen. Shaddoll's obviously seem to be a little expensive, considering this is $20 and she's 25, and Winda is probably 25 too. So I mean, it's not like the most absurd thing ever, but you know, still. And I think 5D says, "All right, playtime's over. I'm ready to go off." He's banishing 2 mathematicians, maybe for Redux, and down comes Redox. I guess at this, you know what? Honestly, you could Draco Sack. You could Draco Sack the back row and then summon JD and try an OTK with like multiple JDs. But you also could Big Eye him. Big Eyeing a Construct seems legit. That seems super legit. I actually 101'd one. It was super nice. And he's going for that Big Eye play. He's going to detach his Redux. And obviously he will not be able to OTK this turn. Unless he somehow gets a tuner on board and can make some use out of that Lila. Other than that, I'm not sure that I see it. Although he still does have Blaster. So, you know, keep in mind. Now, Construct, what level are you? I'm just going to guess you're 8. 4 on this side, 4 on the other side. Yeah, okay, that's 8. Alright, so Construct attacks. He doesn't take any damage. I think it would have been better if Judgment Dragon attacked. Because then you still do the damage, and then Construct gets to attack for 28 as well. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, Construct any special summon monster, she just blows up. Like Catastrophe level. Let me just read it. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a special summon monster, destroy that monster. Yep. Pretty sure that Dagastor Emerald was special summon, so yeah. And Judgment Dragon attacks for 3,000. Lumina attacks for 1K. Oh my god. Okay, he exceeds. I was gonna say, oh my god, is he gonna deck out? Holy shit, he still could deck out. He goes into Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand and then sets 1. Oh, so that's why, obviously, he wasn't called. Okay, he's going to negate his Lila's effect so that he doesn't have to mill with her. And he has to activate Wyvern's ability, Judgment Dragon. This is going to be a photo finish. Now, obviously, the Divine Felgrand's effect is going to be a little relevant, but, I mean, can top decking survive for a turn? He opts to go for Shaddoll Fusion. I would imagine he's going to go for Winda. The problem is, what's stopping Divine Felgrand from just turning Winda off? Or from just snatch stealing her with Big Eye for that matter. I've heard that Shaddoll sometimes can struggle against, you know, established fields. Looks like he's going to go for Construct. And activate Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Okay. Obviously to make sure that, I believe that was Hedgehog, can't activate. Now that won't stop Construct from activating her effect, but I mean if she dumps anything into the graveyard, then it's just not going to trigger, so there's that. Now she's big enough to actually attack over Felbrand. Looks like she's going to instead attack over Big Eye. He doesn't take any damage. It just dies. Main phase 2. Something like Needle Sealing would be really great for top decking, but looks like he doesn't have Needle Sealing at his disposal. Alright, last turn. 5Ds has to win this turn, otherwise he will deck out and lose. He's going to activate Lumina's effects. Pitching Soul Charge. He knows he wants to be able to attack. I think he's going to go Riot. Okay, you know, he goes Lila. And whatever that back row is, it will be forced out. Mystical Space Typhoon on Shadow Mirror. A little surprised he didn't just play it last turn. I think we'll probably see Castle or 101. I mean, I don't know if Lightsworn have the room to make or to use Castle. In many situations, it seems that 101 is going to do roughly about the same job. I think that Castle's better against the Shaddolls themselves because when Construct gets detached, her effect will activate. And it's crazy how many Constructs. He's stolen 2 Constructs in one game. Like, you never really see that happening. And Judgment Dragon comes down. I think Judgment Dragon will probably torch the field. And Divine Felgrand will probably activate its effect on itself so that it can survive. And obviously 101 is going to survive regardless because he can just detach. He gets 2 Shaddoll fusions. Unfortunately, he has to actually survive. Falco will activate, but he can just use the effect. Oh, well. No, Falco's once per turn, so yeah. Otherwise, you could just go Falco, 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 Falco. So yeah, Falco obviously couldn't get the job done. And all right, game 3, sweet. So we got to see a full game there, and then we're going to be able to see another game. And Lightsworn just, I mean, in that situation, they just overpowered. Couldn't get mid-rash established. We never saw when to hit the field. So obviously that's advantage Lightsworn. Buddy Elvis Presley just congratulating me on the Kickstarter. Alright, so top decking opens up with 2 sets. And 5Ds goes into the draw phase. I am not gonna. A lot of people, I don't know. A lot of people say that Crossout isn't that good against Shaddolls. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That might have to be a video too, because I'm probably gonna record about 5 or 6 Shaddoll matches. I have yet to see the deck not set, especially when it only has 5 cards. Are you kidding me? Alright, so Hedgehog is flipped. He gets to add a Shaddoll Fusion to his hand. Or I guess a Shaddoll Roots, I think it's called. But the point is, like, I have yet to see this deck not set on its opening turn. Like, I even played someone who opened up with Mathematician, Winda, and he still set a card. Like, they always set. And if you can get rid of the problem cards that they have, you know, Beast and Dragon, you know, just getting rid of any of them at least disrupts them, you know what I mean? Plus it's a 1-for-1. Alright, so during the end phase, he mills Equips Wyvern, which obviously gets him Diablos. I am El Diablos, the devil. Okay, so White Dragon comes out by banishing the Shaddoll, what's it called, by banishing the Shaddoll Hedgehog, and then he discarded, I couldn't see what it was, but he's going to go for Construct regardless. Now keep in mind, there is potential for some honest action here because this was not special summoned. But that's only after Construct's going to activate her effect. So, okay, Dragon is going to blow something up. It's Needlebug's Nest. Oh, he got a Fearless out of it. Good for him. +1s for days, son. No, wait. Has to be a monster effect. I'm lunching. I remember the comments. Yes, I remember, guys. Has to be a monster effect. Oh, so that's why he did it. When it goes to the graveyard, he gets a Black Dragon for free. Very sneaky there, Mr. Top Decking. Totally forgot about that. He's probably playing 2 White Dragons and maybe 1 Black Dragon. I don't know if he's playing 2 and 2. That seems like a little much. But regardless, he's still got his Black Dragon for free. And then he's going to dump Squamata. I believe that's, yep, Squamata. And then Squamata is going to dump Beast so that he can draw a card. And just like that, off of 1 Shaddoll Fusion, Shaddolls have pretty much gotten themselves right back into this game. And then it looks like he's going to summon Black Dragon. I guess he feels like if he attacks with Black Dragon, he can just get some extra damage in. Okay, well, you know what? I guess he attacked with Construct first, knowing that if she gets honest, I'll get my fusion back anyway, so it's no big deal. And he feels like maybe if he can attack with Black Dragon, he can get his opponent's life points down, minimize the threat of Judgment Dragon's effect, also Soul Charge plays. When you're playing against a deck with no defense like Sylvan's on Lightsworn, I am a heavy advocate of doing as much damage as possible. I see him removing Mathematician. Are we going to see a Redox? Okay, we're seeing Redox. That gets him Light Ray Diablos. I'm not so certain that he can summon that card already. Because he banished his only Wyvern. I guess he can. Space-Time Trap Hole. Wowzers. When your opponent special summons, $17 by the way. From the hand of the extra deck, shuffle it back to the deck. And then you lose 1,000 for each monster summoned. That seems good. I mean, not just because of Pendulum Summoning, but that just seems good against Lightsworn in general because all their monsters are, like, for the most part, inherently special summoned from the hand, like Light Ray Diablos and Judgment Dragon, sometimes the Dragon Rulers. Now, unfortunately, Fire Beast is just left with a Redox on hand that he can't do anything with. Now, I mean, I'm not sure what he can do. I mean, maybe he can summon... I don't think they run any level 3 tuners for him to make Leo, but it wouldn't matter because Leo would just die to Construct anyway. And he can't leave that Redox on board thinking it's going to protect his life points because Construct's just like, no son, I'm not having it. Alright, so it looks like he's going to go for that Soul Charge play. But again, we just said that the life points are a little concerning here. Because him paying 3,000, he's at 2,100. He's now in the danger zone. Top Decking decides to play Crow. I'm not so certain about that. Well, I guess he wants his back row, so he gets rid of Lila, knowing that he can keep his back row. And we could see a 101 play here to maybe steal Construct. So he's going to activate Raiden's effect. And it is powered up by the Lila, but it can't attack, so I'm not sure how relevant that is. What will he do? I mean, again, or he could go Castle and he could just spin it back to the deck if he runs Castle. Castle is a value of a card. I tell you what, man, for that card to be $10 compared to the 100 or excuse me, the $50 that 101 is, I mean, I feel like that card is just a value, man. I feel like it really is. So I think that Castle is probably the best bet, unless you're dead set on bouncing your Honest back, which it doesn't look like he is. Oh, and you see yet another Space-Time Trap Hole. Wow, hits extra deck monsters too from hand or extra. So basically, it's Trap Trip's Nightmare against anything from the extra because it just. Oh my God! Does that not target? That doesn't target. It just says the monster. Oh my god, that means that it can totally get around Turtle. Oh shit. I just realized it says summon. So if it says summons, that means it can't target. It can't specifically target one monster. Wow, that card is fucking godlike. Because I just thought about it. I'm like, at minimum, not only are you getting inherent summons from the hand, Judgment Dragon, you know, BLS, shit like that, but then anything from the extra deck, which means that it's guaranteed. Basically, it's Black Horn of Heaven / Trap Trick's Nightmare against extra deck cards. Although, technically, your opponent can chain, so I guess it won't stop Exoton Knight. Your opponent will be like, Exoton Knight. Yeah, he didn't actually summon, which I thought maybe he would normal summon and bounce his Honest to his hand. But I guess he felt like he wanted to test the waters first. Alright, so he's not doing anything. He will eat at least 18. I'm not sure if he's going to survive this turn, because there's nothing stopping top decking from attacking Redox with Construct, blowing it up, attacking for at least 18, and then maybe attacking with something else. But it doesn't look like he's going to go that route. She is a fantastic card, man. She is so good. So Redox dies, Black Dragon attacks, and I guess his summon of Black Dragon a couple of turns ago, I guess it paid off, because I believe that's Black Dragon's second direct attack, which means that he did 3,800, and it looks like he's going to Super Poly for mid rash, or I guess for Construct. Oh, for mid rash, and then he's going to activate Construct's effect, and then he's going to attack directly with mid rash. And he still gets his White Dragon. Oh, man, that was a freaking sick play. Totally forgot about it. That he still gets White Dragon. And you see that the Maxian hand cannot be activated because none of the monsters can be used, or nothing can be used in the response of Super Poly. And unfortunately, those Judgment Dragons simply can't get the job done. So, it's GG. Even if he could have summoned Judgment Dragon, it would have had to actually attack over mid-rash. It wouldn't have been able to use his effect. Thank you guys for watching. As always, let's get some more games.